I'm on my own this weekend, so untied everything apart from the starboard fore and aft spring and breast line. I'll be on my way. Right, we seem to be heading off without any drama. We've got wind on the port bow, so I just got to watch the stern of the boat here. It's coming up high tide, so we've got plenty of water here. Okay, heading off. Not quite sure where I'm going yet, but somewhere in that direction. Lucky is back out on the wharf. She won the Coastal Classic last week, and we saw her on Wednesday come into the wharf, so the craned her out. Next race for her is the Sydney Hobart, leaving on Boxing Day from Sydney. So twin rudders, very long canting keel, twin centreboards, and there's her mast. She has protuberances on her rudders, which apparently mean they stall at a bigger angle than otherwise. I'm currently bringing the fenders up. It's a bit windier than it seemed at the dock, so I think we'll just motor at the moment. It's currently almost to southeast. Here comes an overseas boat. See the courtesy flag flying. And another one. We do have an incoming tide still. This one direction, I think we might head down to NorthPort. We don't have a huge number of options at Southerly. Here comes the barge. It's been excavating out the seabed, so obviously it must be working up near Portland, because that's the Whangārei River at the end of Limestone Island, and Mount Manaia in the background, Manganese Point in the foreground. There's the Portland Wharf, so neither the Aotearoa Chief or the Barge Bream Bay are there at the moment. There's the Portland Cement Works. There you go, I've acquired them on radar. It will complain we're too close, but obviously we can see. And they've turned the corner, coming in our direction. There we go. Right, so I'm obviously staying out of its way. It's now turned green because it's no longer a threat. We were anchored up here last Saturday night. Well, they're currently off the screen, but still being tracked. We have that, I think, noisy barge that came up on Wednesday. Looks like it's anchored out there. Anyway, I've acquired it. Currently the vector's not actually moving it. Radar's not exactly sure what's going on, which is why the big circle's there. Motor sailing jib and port engine on 1500 RPM. A yacht coming towards us, so we might saw another one further down. Rush hour up the channel. Another overseas boat. There's the courtesy flag. This next one looks like a super yacht, so we'll just carry on with some engine control at the moment. Oh, there she is. Very nice. Oh, engine's off. Doing what, 4.8 over ground, 5.3 through the water. Tide against us, but it's a nice enough afternoon. We've got almost 20 knots apparent and up to 6 now, so steaming along, or rather sailing along, quite nicely. We're into the lee of One Tree Point now. Still quite gusty, as is usual in the sou'wester. We're pretty near the top of the tide at the moment. I better get the anchor ready. I used a lull to put the jib away, so we'll go over here and have a look. So maybe this side, our usual side, possibly the east side of NorthPort. Oh, we're anchored pretty much the same place as last Friday. West side of NorthPort. A nice, presume converted fishing boat here, and that's looking back towards Whangārei. Here's Mount Albury and Mount Bonaire behind us. The skipper came back in the canoe and towed behind and was leaving. Very nice boat. Fishermen on the wharf. Hope they're catching something. It's fairly breezy out there. Probably die down this evening. Sunny though. Marsden Cove Marina must have a rum race on. And here comes Keith and his Great Barrier Express. Oh, there's the Coast Guard. Must have been out doing something or training. So they'll be going back to Marsden Cove Marina. Oh, you have a great time.
Come with us.
No, I've actually, I've got my tea on. I didn't have lunch. I'm making up for not having lunch. So lamb chops, chips, mushrooms, tomatoes, carrot, and as we're going to be away overseas for the next couple of weekends, we need to use up what we've got. Well, the race apparently starts at 6, which is in about a minute and a half. No sign of Keith. He must be doing a time run. Oh, there we go. I can see the top of it just there. Well, here comes Keith. They're going into the outcoming tide. They're certainly going appreciably faster with the monohulls, as you would expect. Looks like they're heading to the north of Snakebank. second place. Oh, well, I anticipate them to be in the lead when they come back down, I imagine. They reach down the channel. Oh, they're way down there. Coming back to the channel. There's the big monohull with the carbon sails. And then the chasing pack. And we have a new neighbour. Oh, there comes the first one, and the monohull's still in front. Keith will be back there somewhere. And these guys are not very far away. It looks like Keith's fourth. So the wind's dying down, which probably isn't helping the cause. They're going along very nicely, got the tide with them too, of course. Looks like quite a close reach for them. Well, I presume the finish line is down here somewhere, unless they have to go around the buoy. Looks like they have finished. There's number 2, number 3, and then Keith. So number 2 coming up to finish, which is obviously the green channel marker. Keith's up to 3rd. He'll be sailing back to his mooring. So calming off, clear sky, I'm sure we'll get a dew. It's 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. Nice looking day, good forecast. And we're already getting over 30 amps off the solar. So breakfast, and then I think I might look about going out to the chicks. I'll release the main halyard under the stack pack just while the toaster's going. Well, let's hoist the main before we pull the anchor up. Well, we're off, and we're going to go that away. Pilot boat's heading out. We've got a tanker and I think the Auckland bunker ship here at Marsden Point. A little tanker. Mount Mania, of course, and Little Munro Bay coming into view below her. Oh, it's nearing low tide, so we've got a lot of people fishing off the edge of Mere Bank here. We'll motor sail out of the harbour and then set sail for the chicks. We've got wind against tide here, so it'll be a bit bumpy. There's Frenchman Island. You can see the hen appearing from behind it. Won't be long, we'll be out of the worst of the tide and the waves. Oh, there's the bunker ship heading our way. And there's Chicken Islands appearing from behind Busby Head. So it seems to be a bit more southeast than south at the moment. Fishermen on Busby Head. And there's Smuggler's Bay appearing in behind. And looking back at the Frenchman. Right, we're sailing. It's a bit lumpy. Not sure we'll actually end up at the chicks, but if the wind goes any further east, it's going to be a bit more difficult. Well, there's looking into Smuggler's Bay. We're passing east along the southern shore of Bream Head. And Peach Cove is off the port bow. Well, we're now suffering a severe lack of wind and going into these small seas is tending to slow the boat down an awful lot. But we are making progress. Well, there's Auckland's bunker ship having refueled, heading back down to Auckland. Well, there's Peach Cove. And AP Yorick, the autopilot, is on the job. I must say it's very convenient sitting down here relaxing with a great view, making sure we can't run into anything, not lose anything else out here. Couldn't do this on Catamaran too because you're facing the other way. Well, we're well past Bream Head now, so here's Ocean Beach, and looking up you can see the gables off Tutukaka. Maybe you can make out the poor knights there. Well, it's still a wee bit bumpy, but the chicks are getting closer. Over there is the hen. Well, here's looking into Bream Bay. We're going along pretty nicely now. Well, here's back to the harbour. We've got about 10 knots, which makes it about 13, 14 apparent on a just cracked off close haul. So forecast is for the wind to go around to the northeast later in the day. Oh, we've reached the chicks. I might just carry on sailing for a while, waiting for the southeaster to die out a bit. Oh, so there's looking back from whence we've come, and over there's the hen and Sail Rock, and up there is Little Barrier Island. Well, we're past the first island, so that's Lady Alice Island appearing behind the jib. So I've just seen the updated forecast, and it certainly wasn't what it was this morning. So it looks like a bit of a strong easterly going to come in for a while. Might change where I go and anchor. We'll go and have a look. Oh, well, there's South Cove Lady Ellis Island, quite deep in there, not really sheltered in these conditions. Well, the other option I was looking at is the gap here between the two islands, but not looking idyllic at present. So we might carry on around the eastern end of the Chicks and come back and look at the other side of this. You can get between the two. But we might be able to find anchorage on the far side. Give us a bit longer to see what the wind's actually going to do. And the navigatable gap is there, not there, because there's a reef across. And here is Starfish Bay, very deep, and we have anchored here once on travelling light, and the wind generator decided to fall off, and it was difficult to retrieve it from the bottom, but we managed. And Matthew and I spent a night here in Catamaran too. And we're doing a good clip at the moment. Here's the gap to Coppermine Island, which is the easternmost. No passage through there. Oh, we've eased off a bit, rolling a bit now. So we're seeing over 8 knots. A couple of crashes from below. Nothing major. Oh, I've just put a few things in the sink. So there's the end of Coppermine Island. Well, it all calms down as you head down the wind, eh? So wind's now down to less than 10 apparent. First boat I've seen in ages. So you can see Mount Mania in behind. Well, we've jibed around. Oh, much quieter here because we're sheltered from the waves mostly. Well, they must be chasing a school of fish or a hot spot because they've been busy going around in circles. So we're coming up to the gap between Coppermine Island and the next one. Oh, not much wind in here, quite pleasant. So there's looking through the gap to the hen, and I imagine you can see the rocks that make this passage foul. Well, I'm heading up for a look. There's a reasonable chance I might be just heading back to the harbour in an abundance of caution. It looks okay. It's called Boulder Bay for a reason, and it's actually very, very deep except for where the pass is. So I suppose two options: we just stooge around here and wait for the wind to die, or I just take the opportunity of a quick trip back to the harbour. So it might be option B. Having said that, we'll go have a look. So I'll drop the main. We'll go in and have a look. I've got the side scan on, and it's pretty rocky here. It seems to be sandy out further, quite deep though. Yep, definitely rocky here. Oh, looks pretty good here, but it's 20 metres deep. Might see what it's like if we go through the pass. Right, we're through, and I saw least depth of 3.5 under the keel. It's always nerve-wracking. I have been through in Catamaran too, so I do know you can get through. And you certainly can't go through there. Well, it doesn't seem too bad here. We can certainly anchor. And it's a lot shallower on this side. Dropped the anchor 7 metres. It seemed reasonably sandy with some small stones. Right, we're here. So that's Lady Alice Island, Hen Island. Next island to the east, I always forget its name. Little Barrier Island, always got a wee tuft of cloud on top. There's looking into Boulder Bay, there's the passage. Here's the island on the west side of the passage. And there's the foul area. Not exactly calm on here, but quite manageable, and the forecast is for the wind to shift around to the northeast, so I think it's quite tenable. Oh, that filled the morning in. Must be getting around lunchtime.